Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we want to discuss a very interesting topic as well as a very controversial, which is quant trading actually gambling? So, if you don't know, this question was actually asked in one of the uh, interview at Two Sigmas, which is a quant firm, and this is how we actually gonna answer this if we, as people who are trying to break into quant get this question. So let us make this thing first clear that what is quant trading. So if for anyone who is new, so quant trading is basically, using quantitative methods like maths, heavy maths, probability and statistics to make AI agents to make, to in a way to, predict the market. So it is more of a, a better prediction that using technology that people use to, you know, try to get and maximize their returns. So one of the best examples in quant trading is algorithmic trading. And if I talk about first of all, like algorithmic trading is something that you'll find a lot on YouTube, on GitHub, and people want to tell you that these algorithmic trading will make you, it's a printing machine, but in reality, it's not the case. In most of the videos are fake. It is only one or two strategies in which that thing will work, but in most of it, you're gonna lose money. So. We come to this topic later, why you're gonna lose money and why algorithmic trading you find on YouTube is mostly fake. But I'm gonna first tell you something about the difference between the game of chance and the game of incomplete information. So when you actually first heard about these words, so you're gonna think, oh, they are basically the same but with different meanings. But in reality, they're not similar. So the game of chance is basically you have nothing, you are not responsible for your making your own edge, trying to you don't have your own responsibility. But in the game of incomplete information, you hold on the way you react to how you play the game, how you make decisions. So one of the if I give examples, so for example, you roll a dice, and what's the probability to get number six? So it would be, of course, 1/6, easy maths. Or you do the sum of observation upon total number of observations you have in the dice. And if I ask one more, like what's the probability to get even numbers? So it would be 1/2. That's 50%. So this is what game of chances. You don't hold anything. It's just luck. It's just probability. One of the best examples out there is a game in the casino known as the roulette. So the house always has an edge in the game of roulette, or you actually play. So if I try to zoom it, so you see that in this, when we are trying to make the code, I made it like the house edge to be 2.7%, and the number of spins would be 1,000 to tell you about the graph, about how much they are losing, and what are the odds for you to, if you are playing the roulette game. And we actually came across a really interesting data collection. So first, going to the data, I'm gonna tell you that the this is the game which is actually offered by which is offered by the casino, which is slightly theoretically edged towards the house only. And in short, they create the the edge, that how much they would get and how much you would get. We are no one to decide. So of course, if you are if you play like once or twice, of course you'll earn money, you'll win a lot of time, but you're destined. They make the game that you're destined to lose in the longer terms. And it's something that we as people also lose money, because this is saying you cannot win against the house. And this is how the casino works. They don't like to lose money. And um if we see in the short run, you'll still make money, but in the long run, there will be a negative connotation, which means you lose money in any circumstances. So, one thing, if you see the graph here, So this is like the expected value on how much, the average it can make. So it's approximately like 30. So if you see like, you are really playing in 1,000 spins, I think you won, you got lucky in this. So it may be about 100, it would be zero only, or would be -1. But uh, the the amount of return that they will get, the expected return, it would be more than it would be more than 50 and approximate to the 60. So we understand one thing clearly, that the house of roulette is basically a game of chance. You cannot make your own edge in that. You're not responsible on the way you make decisions, but when we talk about the edge in the incomplete information, so for example, the game like poker only. So this is also a game which is offered by the casinos, and in this game, I'm not saying here first of all that poker players are not gamblers, but it quietly depends, because each player must make decisions based on their hand, the visible cards, and their beliefs about the opponent's hand. So, for example, if I give you one, uh, I go all in and I win. So you can just say, a person could say, "Oh, that's a good call. Oh, that's a really good bluff. Oh, that's a really good prediction." But uh, in the game of chance, the poker, what would a person say? "Oh, it's really nice. You gambled on the black." No, no one would say that on the black, the area and the red area. No one would say it's a very lucky number. That's something that doesn't make sense. It's just senseless talks. And if we talk about one formula which is actually used in the incomplete information, that is Bellman equation. So trading and poker are kind of similar if we see in the broader perspective, because it gets randomized, and trading is something which gets randomized every single day. It's one of the quote by Warren Buffett as well, that in his year of 60 to 70 years he never knew the market the next day. And this is something we as investors should also learn, since if the Warren Buffett doesn't know what would be happening the next day, we as people would basically also have no idea. We won't be that much confident. So the basically the try the idea, or the motive of this Bellman equation is to train your AI agent on the randomized variables that you use. So, if I give you one more example, so it is by the Young Sheldon, and if you don't know, this is a really good web series. Although I haven't watched it personally, but there was one episode in which Young Sheldon and his family was in the church. So, let me give you a short context that. Sheldon is a really smart and intelligent person. He's, into the quantum field and all. However, we'll stick to this topic. And they were all, his family and him were in the church, and the priest was preaching about the God. So at one point, both of them, the priest and the Sheldon, actually, uh, had a argument towards, is God real or is just science? So this is actually a very debatable topic. But if we talk about what happened next, so uh, he tried to correct the priest, and that the Sheldon was correct, and he told that he misunderstood probability by possibility. And this is as we investors also need to take care about probability. What's the probability you can have this? For example, company A has 15% return and company B has only 7.5. What's the probability that there would be, they'll make which one of them will make more return in the future? So if we predict, if we take the probability, the company A has a really good past, so that means he may have a majority that it will lead to a stronger return in the future as well. It's just a may, it's not must, it not should be. No, we cannot predict the future. It may happen the management is corrupted, or the company just gets uh blacklisted by having some orders with the government, or exporting or importing some illegal drugs and substances. So this could happen. So this is a probability. If you see that company A will make more return, and it may happen with the company B as well. The company B might do better, it may not. So it's a 50-50, we could say, a chance. So whenever you're trying, so the Bellman equation is, so when you're trying to put this your AI agent, and you're trying to train it in the game of chance, a game of chance, it won't learn anything, nothing, because it's just probability. It's just the edge that the casino has. You won't learn anything. But in the game of randomization, your AI agent will learn new things, and it will get trained. So one example we can give is the 2022 2023 ChatGPT by OpenAI, uh, you know, uh, Gemini and Llama, and compare it to the 2025, the current version. So you will see a massive difference in the ChatGPT version. It's because why this is because we as users interact, the softwares are getting more, upgraded, and it's giving us better results. And this is something that we could actually, as traders, use this into our perspective. So, like poker, it's just randomized. So, trading is also more chaotic. It's filled with incomplete information. You cannot be 100% sure on a prediction. You can say, like, if you name some factors that affects the stock market, is like inflation, interest rate, the US government, was the Federal Reserve is doing, the technology upgradation. I think this is the more important one. Or, the firm's cash flow, like we gave the example of a company and company B. And the only thing that is certain in this game is that your model is wrong, and the subject is will change on the given time. So this is something where this line is really important, because we need to understand that doesn't mean a strategy work for you, work for me, or it will work for a third person. It won't. And this is just technical analysis. So, however, there is no proof that these technical analysis, you plot some charts on the, uh, charts on TradingView, and you are predicting. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's not that easy to make money. You need to understand the fundamentals. And this is the same. The strategy may work for you, but it may not work for me. It may not work for anyone else. Doesn't mean the strategy worked once, it may work twice. It's not like that. You need to evolve yourself, like we say. How the generation is going, as you know we need to get evolved. We need to gain new knowledge, gain how the AI, how this technology works. And I think the Bellman equation is something that really help us to teach our AI agent on how to learn. And I'll be gonna making my own video on how you can train your own um algorithm, AI agent, and how you can plot it. But in reality, it may work once or twice in given scenarios only, and for a shorter duration. Now, if we talk about this duration, we can also tell about the Jane Street and the SEBI, which happened in India as well. So, what happened in that case? The Jane Street were exploiting the future and options of the Indian stock market, and SEBI caught up to it. And we see that it worked for them for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but not for long, not for 10 to 20 years. They're using the same strategy. The strategy needs to get evolved, and this is something I'm telling on my personal experience as well. You need to evolve. You need to change your technology as you are going in the future. So the theoretical edge in this capacity exists from the experience of the with the models, and a good experience in any work on the deep learning. So this is one project that you could actually go for. So basically, in this project, it's by another creator. So if experience had nothing to do with the trading, like we say, if I have no experience in trading. There's a big difference between trading and investing. So if there is nothing you know about, no experience, no prior knowledge about trading, and it was just luck, why would we even hire experienced traders? Moreover, we couldn't learn anything of the true assets of price distribution from an empirical distribution. This is something we need to take care, because at the end of the day, it's just gambling that you're doing. So it turns out that in the understanding what decisions need to make in the face of uncertainty, since poker or trading both have uncertainty, both have incomplete info. You don't know in poker what are the cards that the other person is holding, and in trading you don't know the future. You don't know whether the stock will go up and stock will go down in the next 10 seconds. And therefore, the environment plays a really important role, because I am able to make this decision. I am responsible for my own edge, creating my own losses, creating my own profits. And we need to understand this. So if we, and try to compare you, like, for example, poker, if we, hedge risk, we need to fold it. So you are, reducing your shares, you are hedging it. And when we, call it, so you like holding the position, the call, we say it in the future, in the poker and trading, you say like you hold it, and, maintain your position in it. And when you raise the stock, when you raise the price in the poker side, it's like you increasing your position, increasing the volume, and then bet sizing. It's just, how much money you are putting in both the cases. So if I go like poker all in, so that means, in the trading, I could say I'm, investing a lot of, money into this one share alone. And it could be in both the way. It could won't be one company, could be multiple shares, but my volume is getting increased. So this is one simple Python code that we have made, and I'm gonna just run it for you guys to see, and then I'm gonna explain what the figure also tells about. So we got the figure, and we understand that the cumulative profit and loss is the y-axis, and the x-axis is the hand and the trading number. So and this is something, let's take, for example, so this is basically one strategy, two strategies that are being used. So, I'm trying to tell you that you need to evolve. It's something, you need to train your agent. So, if there's one strategy, or the one day from one strategy, you'll be able to make, it may work, 200 times, and you'll make like 50% or 100% of your initial amount. But there could be a case in which you'll make nothing, or you'll go negative. So there could be a negative as well as a positive connotation in this, and this is something that we need to understand. And in the conclusion, what I'm trying to say that the quant trading and poker both involves risk, both involve uncertainty, and you need to make optimal decisions. And the key difference in both of them is that in trading, we need to find and exploit the persistent edge, which is actually done by Jane Street and many other people. Like Warren Buffett used to use the cigar butt strategy to, get some extra cash. And there could be another that you would be using, like, pump and, not pump and dump, but there could be your one personal strategy, like you would be using, like, you saw the quarter results and you try to put the stock. This is your strategy. You put the money in and you just see, okay, it goes up and like that. So yeah, but in a skilled poker player does, and this is something that also a skilled poker player does. He tries to act very cool. He tries to act smart. He tries to, get an upper hand than most of his opponents. And in this economy, in this country, in this free world, our edge is real and stable, and we expect to accumulate profits over time. This is something we as investors try to get. We need to maximize our return. We need to get a lot of money. We need to maximize our portfolios. But it's not that easy. You need to have experience. You need to experiment more, derive new strategies, evolve yourself. by the time. And this is something which is really important. And there's a thin line between gambling and trading. It's the presence of truth, substance edge, and the discipline you act on. If and I think greediness is something that we all have, and I think it really makes a difference on how you actually uh, control these urges. So it's just that, this only this much difference between quant and I mean gambling and trading. And if you're trying to, use the AI agent, so the Bellman equation is something that you should actually look upon. I hope you really find the video really exciting. I'll be putting the GitHub link, the code link on the GitHub and below the YouTube video. And you can also go through this deep Bellman hedging. This is by Hans, and you could see it, and you could, make this own. I'll be making this soon, and try to comment if you like to. If you would like me to make, any topics like this, and want me to research more on some topics so that we could actually have a meeting. And that's it. Thank you.